So today I wanted to talk about SEO, and particularly all the social content that you create, which hopefully gives you some SEO advantages, but I'm telling you that it isn't. And just think about the process, right? You put in a lot of effort into creating a LinkedIn post or an X post, and it's all about your business. It's got lots of important, carefully constructed information in it. The first thing you do is you post it onto LinkedIn or X, and you've given away all the SEO benefits to LinkedIn and X, as if they need any. What they don't, you need it on your site. By comparison, perhaps you have a blog on your site which you hope is doing a good job of SEO, and that you publish to once a week, maybe twice a week, and so you're already missing out on 90%. If you're putting out content regularly on social media, you're missing out on about 90% of the SEO benefits, which are critically important. Well, how about a different approach? How about you just take all of the social media content that your entire team is producing and you publish it as a feed on your own website. So if you take a look at what I've done here, that's exactly what I've done. And you can see that we're publishing on average about 6 pieces of content per day on multiple different platforms. And by listing it as a feed on our own website, we've taken ownership of it. On the technical side, we've set the canonical owner to be our own website. So even though it's also posted on social media, it's canonically owned by us. And you might say that that's duplicate content, but there's no evidence that Google penalizes duplicate content. It just notices it as duplicate content, and it'll direct search to the higher domain authority. But I would argue that aggregating this amount of content on one site, particularly if your site is low domain authority by comparison to, say, LinkedIn, for example, the sum total of aggregating all of this content from multiple different channels across multiple different formats, all of it unique, is going to outweigh any downside you get from the fact that it's also posted on one other social media platform. The second thing is the freshness. If you're posting every single day, like we have about 6 a day, pieces going out, this is a very fresh, dynamically updated site, which is rewarded by search. And then the final thing is that what you can do is you can enrich the content as well. So even though it's just a single social media post, it's not a thin post. So if you look at what we've got here, this is a LinkedIn post. We've got the image and we've got the content. That's nice. But you'll see it also has a unique URL, and this is a technical trick that we've done. When we look at that unique URL, you can see it here. This is the actual single page post, and you'll see we've actually enriched it. First of all, we've put some of our value proposition at the top. We've put the platform that it's going on. We've got all the content breakdown, the date, the poster, and then we've got more content, links, and the link to view the original. So from Google's perspective, when it indexes this page, this is as good as a blog post as far as Google is concerned. This is not necessarily a thin social media post. So these are just a couple of ideas that you can use to radically improve your SEO and, of course, your AIEO, which is increasingly important as well. Thanks.